as listeners or as producers?
As producers, I guess.
As producers.
For RedOne, for you the most, since you work with like Lady Gaga,
Yeah.
like nobody's really done anything like that before, so it's probably hard to break through with it.
No, but the thing is, like, you always want to take it to the next level. You always want to find new ways. And actually, I remember, I just want to say this. I remember before I met Gaga, I was doing this other stuff, that more rhythmic Latin. You know, like I did Cat de Luna and this group called RBD and da-da-da. And a lot of people kind of, you know, RBD. Yeah, RBD. And people labeled me a little bit as he's a Latin guy. He does this Latin thing, you know? Latin. And they don't know I was a rock guy and I did rock and I did a little jazz, whatever. So they labeled me then, and then I was like, you know, I got to do something new. I met Gaga. I was like, oh, perfect. This is the new sound. Could be the next big thing. And then what happened? So now a lot of people think, oh, RedOne is a synth guy. They label you as a synth guy. They don't know really I'm a guitar player. You know, so you always want to find new ways and do, you know, challenges to find new styles, and that's the only way that motivates me now. I don't want to limit myself to any sound. Absolutely, music is music. It is global.
But labels, unfortunately, are part of business. When you have a lot of success doing a certain thing, it's up to you as the creative person to break out of that.
Yep.
You know, I had to get the Backstreet Boys and how to run with that, and then I was a boy band guy, and then boy bands died, and then nobody wanted to have anything to do with me, and then now I'm GLEE boy, and it's just always going to keep going like this. I'm going to have to keep reinventing, and that's okay, because that's part of the fun.
Exactly.
Well, the interesting thing about that, just to follow up on that, with you two in particular, I remember talking to Red last year, and when he did it, and I said, the way that the Gaga record sounded,
I remember.
It was a game changer. It was the record that, when you talk about it, I think when you asked the question and you talk about, you know, the labels putting you in a certain box, that was the record when you went to a label, somebody would say, give me something like that Gaga record, the way that Gaga record sounds. That's when you know that you've changed the way the records are being made, is when you have a record like that. We did a record a long time ago called Control. It kind of did that same thing with Jen. It changed the way records sounded and the way people expected records to sound on the radio. GLEE boy, I mean,
I'm not helping to spell this.
No, but he's doing the same thing with what he's doing. Before GLEE, there was nothing like that on television, and songs didn't sound like that. Show tunes didn't sound like the way they sounded in his capable hands. So what you're looking at really is you're trying to change the game. So if you're just out there copying what everybody else does, listen, that's fine, and you got to have some common sense. You want to get your foot in the door. But you have to be cognizant of the fact that it's up to you to really break down the barriers and do something different, do something that's never been done before.
Yes.
And that's what all these people have in common. And I know it's going to be the same when we hear his new record. It's going to be the same. It's going to be a game-changing record, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. We'll take one last question and we'll wrap it up, because we've got to get everybody to their next thing.
My name is Leah Demtignac, and I'm from University High School. And I was going to ask...
Are you by yourself? You got...
Woo!
There you go.
Okay, I'll just...
Okay,
Left you hanging.
I was gonna ask, how do you pick the wardrobe for like the movies and the shows? Like, do they come, like do the actors come in what they're dressed in, or do you guys pick out the wardrobe?
Well, it's a whole department on this show. It's the wardrobe